Strait of Hormuz. This was yesterday, reportedly loaded with Iraqi oil. So the Persian Gulf is getting lit up, and potentially from undersea drones. That one looked like an explosion from the top, so potentially a Shahed-style drone on that one. And then check this out, US CENTCOM just released this more strike footage. They're releasing footage of striking massive amounts of Iranian hardware, specifically ballistic missiles. And some of you guys have asked, well, why do some of the strikes look small, like specifically on the Navy or like some of the strikes here? Well, a lot of it doesn't need any ability they have to resupply any of their forces. There's a Russian-made aircraft, the telltale signs of that Russian-style cargo plane, potentially even an ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance plane. All these aircraft are just going bye-bye. So we've seen the U.S. strike F-14s, F-4s, F-5s. I thought this was cool. Planet Labs has said that they will be days now. It was 4 days, now it's 14 days, and their goal is to not show U.S. positions to any of the enemy, to any of the Iranian forces that are trying to use that to target U.S. forces. And now we're also seeing that Iran has launched a new wave of drone and missile attacks on both countries. Just today, they're doubling down on striking Gulf countries. Bahrain told residents to remain indoors. Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Defense said Iran was trying to attack energy infrastructure and desalination plants. So Iran is doubling down at targeting their Gulf nations, which is just wild. I mean, it shows behind the curtain that ultimately they don't care about any of their neighbors. Over the last 12 hours, we've seen tankers hit in the Strait of Hormuz. Now reports are coming in saying a U.S. and Greek-owned ships are ablaze from what looks like undersea drone strikes. Revolutionary Guard Corps has the DAR UUV, underwater unmanned vehicle, that can target ships going through the Straits of Hormuz. In response, U.S. and Israel strikes have hammered regime targets across multiple provinces, but specifically in Guam. Almost like Guam was like the big middle finger the U.S. was giving to the IRGC, saying, hey, you're going to target ships in the Straits of Hormuz, or we're going to target your biggest military structures in Guam, and even potentially striking some of your nuclear facilities there. Smoke plume, fire columns, reports on strikes of military sites in Guam are leading the headlines, possibly defense. Don't even know about yet, but Iran rhetoric is screaming about sacred red lines being crossed. Iran's playing asymmetric warfare to the max at this point. Undersea drones like the Ozdar, that's a torpedo-shaped, stealthy underwater drone, at least Iran claims it is, 18 to 25 months. It's got likely up to 3 or 4 days of endurance, and it can sneak around to potentially explode once it hits one of the tankers. They're also launching intense missile and drone barrages, although down about 90% from the initial. Off the coast of California, and the FBI is giving a warning about possible Shahed 136s, which are the militarized drones, off the coast of California from potential smuggling ships. These cargo ships that could have a couple connexes on them that are full of these Shahed 136s, and then they get activated and go in and strike targets off the coast of California. So Iran is busting out big propaganda. Whether or not they have the ability to do that, that remains to be seen, but I like the fact that the FBI is on top of this, trying to get ahead of the threat. And again, a terrorist regime is going to think about ways to do this. Likely they